questions? All those in favor? Unanimous. The next page is the meeting minutes from October 16th. You could look those over.
Make a motion to accept the minute.
Second.
Comments or questions? All those in favor? Opposed, abstentions, one abstention.
Okay, Shannon Marshall.
All right, so, last meeting, Shannon Marshall came in for, was approved to open a child daycare on Temple Road. Do we have, let me see. Is it in here? Oh, right here, yep. So this was the notice of decision from last meeting. Look it over for edits, please.
So, I just have a question. So, we state the owner of the property, and then we state that she provided a copy of a deed, the deed being the owner's deed, correct?
Yes, there are a couple.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, she must, I think, didn't she say she is, it's her house, but is Zach her son?
No, Zach is the owner,
Oh,
and she's a partner to him.
gotcha. No, didn't that woman have her mother here?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
that was the daycare. Chick or night care taking care of kids.
Make a motion that the site plan review's in order and be recorded.
Second.
Any comments, questions, concerns? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstention? One abstention. Okay, moving on, we have site plan review for William and, I'm assuming it's Becky, or is it Beck? Becky Ryder, at the old Loggers Den. And they will open up a tanning salon and a heating and plumbing, or heating and cooling and installation business. If you could look that one over.
While you're looking it over, I had John swing by. Comments were asked about where dirt was dropped off.
Yep.
And John says that's fine. Nothing is needed.
How about then we make just a conclusion 6? Instead of hooked up, hook up to, just say connected to utilities.
It's not connected yet.
Right, will be, but it will be connected to utilities
Yes.
rather than hooked up.
Yep.
You know, people hook up.
Yeah.
Probably want to do that 15-2 then.
15.
15's the same way.
Yeah,
I think
connected to town
clear
water.
what they're intending that it will be.
Yeah, but hooked up is,
Yeah,
Just change the word.
Slang.
Slang, connected to town water.
Yeah, what do you expect? I'm a plumber.
Yeah, when you said where
Maybe
the,
you want to hook up also.
when you said that where the dirt was dropped off is fine, what did you mean by that?
Not
Well-
that little old stop sign area?
Yeah, the construction outfit doing the highway down through there, put a little bit of gravel and fill in there,
Yeah.
but it's not even up over the lip of the road, it's down. It's
I
still
think my biggest
gravel.
problem was they were actually using it as the entrance and exit.
Yes,
So they're cutting across, when you go to try to stop at that stop sign, they're going between the stop sign and routes 2 and 4. So
Still?
you're- How about still, but they, I mean,
Cause
I
I think
watched them. do
It's
it.
empty
when I
now.
went
It's
last,
cleaned out.
they got cleaned out. and I
Right.
saw-
There's a tire in the
No,
the
I
road.
first
know.
question is,
My
would you
biggest
rather
problem-
have them park on the highway or park over there? Which was more safe?
Yeah, well, a person sitting at that stop sign, it doesn't feel safe when somebody,
It's shooting.
it's
in there.
shooting.
No.
You're,
it's
you're
shooting.
thinking they're going straight, so they're not. They're literally coming between you and the stop sign and just kind of cutting you off.
Right.
What day did this happen to you?
I don't understand.
Well, there's a tire there now. Right now, there's a
Yeah.
tire, so I think they're planning on, I mean, maybe
I
something
agree.
to mention to them, but I
So my
believe
point
that they're
was,
planning on making that.
I don't care
not
that there's dirt
entrance.
there or not dirt there.
Exactly.
I don't want to
But
use
they
it
put a tire
as,
there, so I think.
As an entrance.
as an entrance, exit, because it's not designed for that.
No, it's not.
Right.
Keep an eye on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll-
Right now, there's a big
we'll
tire in the
deputize-
center of it, so
You're
I
the
think-
we'll
Well, I mean, that's
deputize you
just
for the
that's
board,
a bad
planning
area
board to
anyway.
keep
You've
an eye
got-
on it.
You've got the turn lane, you've got the Big Apple, I've got Munson Road this way.
And you're gonna have
I've got
Dunkin'
Route 2 and 4.
And now you're gonna have
Right, so it's like,
people
you
going.
gotta have your head on a,
I mean, there'll be an accident and they'll want to
My-
put a roundabout in there.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying. it's fine.
Mike, is that the
Yeah,
finished
I've got it on my
copy?
And then somebody
copy.
comes,
I haven't been
whip it in
here,
front of you and you're like, holy
I don't know what the
cow,
specs
where
are,
they-
but-
Where are they going?
where it says building permit is or is not required.
For,
It's not indicated on there.
Correct.
right,
That's all I'm saying is you just want to
Okay.
search whatever this, yeah.
I think the use of the term fire marshal, you capitalize the marshal, but not the fire.
Oh,
You did that on the,
And is Sonny a marshal, fire marshal?
no, fire
Fire
chief.
chief.
But it gets referred in older statutes, you read stuff now
Yeah.
as the fire marshal. Kinda understood.
To me, that's like the state level.
he's the local fire marshal, I guess you could say.
Right.
For when
Yeah.
there's not, minimal issues,
Municipal, yeah.
you know, like checking, this and that out. You don't send the big boys with the big truck.
So we need a motion for all these changes.
I make a motion that we add the changes that we discussed to this one.
Items 5 and 13.
5 and
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5, 13, and
actually,
six. 6,
Yeah, it's the hookup.
connected to town.
13.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
12 has fire
The
marshal.
building permit.
12 has the
Conditions of
fire,
approval.
I think you can take the cap M off of Marshall. And then finally, in conditions of approval, you could take the cap M off of Marshall.
Fire chief.
And then on 15, that's gonna get changed. So it's 6, 12, 15, and what was the last one?
Conditions of approval.
Conditions of approval.
So no.
Did they get you?
Or you can make fire cap as well.
I heard you.
What did they-
Loud and clear.
And with those, so,
Our building
and I-
permit is not required.
Yes.
there we go. And with those changes, I would like to say that this application is completed law. That's my motion. There we go.
Second.
Any other comments or questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions?
Abstention, yeah.
One
One
abstention.
abstention.
Are you gonna, you've signed this one already, but
Yep.
do you have to re-sign it when number 4 on the conditions is fixed?
Okay, Cindy says yes.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to new business. Discuss animal raising ordinance in farm and forest zoning. Update on town of Wilton's ordinance changes.
Yeah, it seems farm and forest is kind of contradictory that we want them to, for a residence house. get a animal raising permit for chickens if it's in farming
Right,
forest.
if you have a farm, why are we requiring chickens only for a farm?
Yeah,
Do we require sheep, cattle, goats?
Well, the ordinance says in there, less than 5 acres. Okay, so, in farm and forest, I would never get, and actually you do have one property in residential 1 that is over 5 acres,
yes,
and,
and there's a horse on it.
that's a horse on it, I think I made out the permit for it, because they've got the right
Yeah.
place and right setup, yeah.
I'm talking,
But
This
a
is-
normal farm.
yeah,
farm
no,
and
this is not a
forest,
farm, it's 2.3 acres, it's a residential dwelling. There's no reason, in my opinion, to have to get an animal raising permit in farming forest.
Right.
So is the issue then removing the need for getting a permit if you're in that zone? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes,
I'll second.
within
Yeah,
reason, you know,
Well, yeah, that's right, I guess most of it, like Applewood, or like I live, or where everybody lives in pretty much close proximity, that's in our residential 2s and residential 1s. There are a few in farm and forest, but
But it's farm and
But there
forest.
is, but it's farm and forest.
it's farming
you
forest.
might see a chicken or two.
Yeah, I
in
mean,
the neighbors.
Yeah,
That's what you want.
yeah.
Has anybody raised this issue with you, Gary, or is this,
No,
like on your report?
I did a permit to a resident that has 2.3 acres.
In
And I
farm
told-
and forest?
In farming forest. And I told her I was gonna bring this up, cause it just struck me as
Strange.
strange.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
no,
needs it, I don't
makes
think she
sense.
needs it, but if it makes her feel better for $10.
Well, right now,
Yeah.
according to our ordinance, she does need it.
Because she's got
Less
less
than
than
why don't
5
we-
acres.
why don't we-
Less
for the
than
future,
5
Restricted
acres.
to residential 1 and 2.
Yeah, why don't we just take it out of
We
farm
could
and
do
forest?
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
So
agree.
in the,
Table.
do you want to, in the tables? So I'll make a motion that we remove it from the table
Yes,
in farm and forest.
yes.
Second.
So when you do that, sorry if you want to vote.
No, go ahead.
So when you do that, just, we're just gonna make a change to the tables. Are you gonna is this something where you like bring an edit to the next meeting and we approve that table? Is that kind of how the
Good vote.
process
Yes.
works?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it's gotta go through town meeting.
Right.
Yeah, the town-
Right, that's gonna just get slapped on to everything else
With
that
all
we're
the
doing.
hundreds
trust
of
me,
other
after the
changes that are-
meeting, we'll talk about more changes.
With all the hundreds of other changes,
Yeah.
this is what you'll get when you go to the town meeting. Every person in the town will get a copy of this.
Yeah.
Just there's so
So-
many changes.
So
So
to
if
me,
that
wording
change goes
should be, the 5 acres I love in residential 1 and 2.
Yep.
I love that part.
So if you have 5 acres, you can.
You'd just be
5
putting a
acres, you
yes.
Get a permit to have
Right.
chickens.
Less than 5 acres in farm and forest,
Yes.
No.
you do not need a permit.
We don't need anything. It's out of farm and forest.
Except for, maybe we should go with the acreage part of it. So-
Why? What if you have 1 acre in farm and forest? It's still farm and forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not residential 1 or
Right.
residential 2.
Okay,
So why do you need anything? Even if they have half an acre.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Still,
they need the
Well, they
$10.
shouldn't be having their septic.
Why? I mean,
Yeah.
if you want it,
Well, just for chickens, horses, you don't want, I
no,
wouldn't.
I'm only talking chickens only.
Okay,
Is the word chicken,
That's
is it
your big
combined with all the
backyard
other
thing.
ones though? On that? Would it, is chickens, horses, goats?
in the
everything?
animal raising, it's all broken down by animals.
Okay,
on
so we
so
just
many
removed the
square
chicken out
feet.
of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
So how about our wording in residential 1 and 2? Is that adequate?
no, and we've already
Talks
discussed
about
that.
having no roosters.
Right,
Right.
no,
That
no
was the only
roosters in 1 and 2.
change we were doing,
Yeah,
so
Right.
I
But
guess.
in farm and forest, you can have roosters.
yes.
No.
I mean, I think even if you live in farm and forest and you're bothered by a rooster, well, tough luck, don't live in farm and forest.
Exactly.
Move. Farms
Yeah.
have roosters.
Because technically A4 just says CEO. So you wouldn't actually have to change
the actual table, because it'd still be just CEO.
Just put,
It would have to be actually in the documentation where you document each individual animal.
Yeah, but I understand what you're doing, but it makes more work for him. Why does this have to, it's easy for him to just say, you can have chickens in farm and forest, and you don't have to come to the CEO.
Well, I'm just making sure that, because we keep saying table. Table doesn't really say anything.
Yeah,
It
no,
just
I-
says,
no,
You would
it
have
just
to do
says,
it in the,
animal resources.
You would have to
animal
do it
raising,
in the
CEO
animal
across the
raising.
board.
yeah, in the text.
So
Yeah.
you have to go and, what
Where's-
we're actually
what
talking,
page?
not changing really the table. Well,
No.
the table's on what, mine says 89. But we're not actually changing the table. Wouldn't it be the description of each individual animal?
You
That's
you
in-
can put
it's in-
that right in the animal raising.
Animal raising.
Right.
Portion.
So we're not actually changing the table is my point.
No, we're
Right.
changing
You're just modifying
the ordinance.
the ordinance,
Yeah,
which
but
is.
Free and,
It-
Where's it at, Gary?
what page?
Page 39.
It's 39, but we're actually trying to change.
Right.
And it could be put right up at the top with the 5 acres is as a line item number 2. No permit needed in farm and forest below 5 acres for chickens.
No foul.
Yeah, fowl, yeah.
What does the board feel, do we need to have acreage in farm and forest?
No. I don't see why. You could have a quarter of an acre in farm and forest and have chickens if you want to farm.
Yeah,
For all
because
I
you're
care.
allowed a lot of chickens. 40,000 square feet.
But
Yeah.
that's, if you're in farm and forest, that's it. You could have, it doesn't matter what size, a tenth of an acre you could have chickens for, all,
Yes.
in my opinion.
And plus with the right to grow
Yeah.
statute, it fits right in.
So how do you want to say that in animal raising?
Just get rid of the number 5 foul, is that what we're talking about?
yeah, but you want it in the other,
We're getting back.
Right.
you want it in the other zone. You know, accepting farm and forest, but then, that's trying to keep it so it's somewhat safe. You don't want so many chickens somewhere.
Well, there would be anywhere, then we need to change it then, because it doesn't really say chicken straight up. I mean, it
It
just.
says fowl, ducks, chickens.
Ducks, chicken, right, that's what I'm saying, so we don't wanna remove fowl,
Fowl.
so we'd have to rewrite the whole way that reads then, right?
Yes.
Just as a top line item, along with the 5 acres probably.
Oh, chickens don't count as fowl.
Well, no,
But they do in.
just saying no permit needed in farm and forest
Yeah.
for fowl.
I would just put that, I
Yes.
would just put that right at the
Yeah.
top.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we're gonna add that into
Actually,
animal
even
raising?
asking,
It'd be on
saying
animal
you need
raising,
a
yeah.
permit. It talks about what's required and what's expected.
Oh, because in B it says you make the decision on it either way, so you're allowed to decide whether or not they need one.
Yes.
So you could have said, no, you don't need one, and that's within your call.
Yeah, but it should be in black and
It
white.
should be clear.
It should be, yeah, because then, I understand that, because then one person says, hey, it was cool for me to get it, and another person comes in with a different CEO, and they say it's
Exactly.
not good. And that could
Exactly.
cause issues. Yep. So I don't-
Non-domestic?
Withdraw
It
your
says
motion.
non-domestic farm animals.
Do you want to withdraw your motion?
What's the difference between non-domestic and domestic?
I'm gonna
I
withdraw
think
my motion.
domestic is considered, is traditionally considered cat and dogs.
Pets, yes.
Well, I mean, I have chickens as my, I'd like to withdraw my motion,
Okay,
because we have to have a different motion now, it's talking about the table.
Mhm.
Well, we're not gonna put it in the table.
Right, that's why I'm withdrawing my motion.
He said, change the table.
Yeah.
I looked at it and said, we're not changing the table.
Well, that's what we were,
Changing
I was under the.
5.15 animal.
bless you.
How about, just make it simple, 5 fowl, 50 animal units per 40,000 square foot lot, period. No restriction in farm and forest.
Second.
Any other discussion?
No restrictions in farm and forest.
Yes.
Yeah, that would make perfect logical sense.
All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions?
Well, I'm in on this.
Okay. On this,
On the chickens?
no,
Well, sort of.
on
Wait
the
till it's 16, then it'll still go up there.
vertical slide.
Right.
Broken arm coming.
Yeah.
I know.
Is it big enough for when it's 16?
Okay, then, moving on to Article 6. Wilson Lake retaining wall replacement site plan review.
Yes, I had Cindy print off, how many pages? 167?
197.
Oh, God.
Right, so I'm only making one
book
copy
or
of that.
something,
And
yeah.
we'll pass it around.
That's from the CV and, yeah, that's the
Yes.
whole engineering study, oh my goodness, yeah.
And
Can't we get
she
the abridged
printed off
version?
another
So
set.
they should have a plan.
Yeah, 13 pages.
Just the drawings?
Yeah, and that's on 8.5 and 11. I'm still waiting for,
There go my eye.
I didn't bring my
Yeah.
magnifiers.
right, but that might be what we have to use.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of that, do you feel that abutters notices should go out on that?
Yes, 100% yes.
I think if you're doing anything with the lake, you should put butters notice and possibly an advertisement.
Well, I think if it comes.
Or we're gonna
before
have to have a
the
town,
planning board-
we're gonna have to have a public meeting anyway.
Well, get it to some of the file membership. Get it in file when this is happening.
I think it's written in ordinance, it has to go out to abutters if it's coming before the planning board.
The right thing, if it requires a site plan review, and the actual butters is, you know,
It's gotta be very few.
Just to be
it
safe.
isn't very many, but it would also inform file, and they will let me.
So
know their
most of the
members.
development is along Lake Road, correct?
Yes,
So why don't we limit the abutters?
and Main Street.
It's on Main Street? No, it
No,
stops it's
no,
right at the
it
bridge. It
gets
starts
to the
at,
bridge
starts
and
at the
ends.
bridge.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
then we
by
don't
the
get
pump
involved with
station.
people who are living on the lake. So that at that point, you know, who are actual lakefront. So we just decide
There's
that we're
only
gonna.
about 6 houses? or
Right, well,
6
it would be the ones that either directly or their backyards, like his, what's his name, Peter Campion's
Yeah,
backyard.
yeah.
But
We'd
there's
like to
1,
know.
2, 3, and then there's probably 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 houses that should be notified.
Okay.
Keith?
I definitely agree if anybody's gonna be impacted by, like, said
Like
construction
you
or anything,
just
like,
were?
yeah, like I was, me and my neighbor never received a butters notices, we never did. So, which wasn't a big deal for me, but for him it was a bigger deal, because they knocked out, you know, there's things that are happening that kind of would've been good to have a heads up and pre-plan. So I think that anybody
Well,
that
I
gets
think when we
affected,
went through this was quite a while
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, we-
2019, I think.
yeah, we never heard about it. We were both new purchasers too, so I don't know if that had something to do with it, because if you guys approved it into the water plan, I don't know when that got approved. It might have been before
I don't
we,
think I was doing the,
No,
but some of it I was. sure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, not that's a big deal, but not for me, because I mean, I'm involved, whereas my neighbor, he wasn't involved with town business or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So,
you knew.
he was kind of, I knew it was coming, but I never received the butters notices.
butters notices, and when butters notices go out, she does a notice to 2 sources, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not saying there was a mistake. I mean, it might have gone to the person who previously owned our houses, because we both moved
How
in.
about,
But-
make a motion that we send the butters notice to people who either are facing on Main Street, that actually face the project, or their backyards face it, front or rear facing.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
go a
Which are a
little
limited
bit
number of people.
overboard on
About
the
roughly
butters,
8 to 10.
just like you always
Plus
did.
Oh,
I usually,
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
with the
Keep people
Gilbert.
informed on what's going on in their backyards, you know?
yeah,
Well, to the red house, so you have Gilbert Street, so essentially from the bridge to Gilbert Street, front and back, or
And then
front
the
or
Bass
backyard.
Park,
And
and
then
then-
you have
Yeah,
next to
but-
Bass Park,
Yeah.
the red house. And I think
The
we stopped.
the new place you
Yeah.
could do.
Sheena Buttle.
Well,
Yeah.
no, do they have to? The
Don't
new
have
place
to,
is,
leave
does
it
not,
up there.
is not really directly abutting any of the development. It's
Right.
like- So that's what I'm saying, you stop, because if you do Bunnell, do you do what's her name, the one who's opposite Bunnell?
You'd
Right,
have to.
Right, so that's why we stop at the red house, which is directly abutting,
Yep.
bridge to the direct
That's on
abutment.
the street and.
Yeah, we don't need
And,
to go
and
foul.
foul as well.
yeah.
So is this scheduled to be a spring project?
Yes.
Too bad. Water's been so long.
It's actually gotten up to.
Yeah.
No, it's come up at probably
Yeah.
a foot or so too.
But it was in a prime time, and it's held up pretty damn good for Winsport there. It really is, the concrete stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So is that, are they stamping the new wall? No.
Well,
they're
you know,
They're
in
doing riprap.
somebody,
We're gonna find
yes,
out.
it's gonna be riprap.
It's gonna be-
With
The rest
the
of it-
wire cage?
I
No,
don't know.
I don't
think
believe
pure
we're
riprap.
rich, no.
And
They
actually,
do
I
have
think they're
staking
gonna,
at times, depending on
yeah,
the grade level.
I heard they're planning on reusing the rocks down towards the boat landing,
Yeah,
yeah, which would be
Yeah.
nice.
Well, no, they're actually, I mean, their engineers are obviously doing it, but from the bridge to the boat landing should actually, probably should be concrete. And then the others, because they're never gonna get the direct impact of the waves.
You're gonna find out, or
I know.
don't miss it.
Yeah, yeah, be there at the meeting.
Which meeting is this?
is it possible?
11:20 is the first one.
When they do come, could we do PowerPoint instead of sharing one
Sharing,
copy?
yeah, the screen, I mean. even
Because
if
it's
we-
so lengthy,
Let's,
you know,
Yeah.
he could click through it and we could all
Yeah.
see it. I don't know.
PowerPoint would be good, that'd give clarity
it's
to
a-
people sitting in the crowd.
PDF, and you can put it up on some display, or, you know,
Just a
and run
suggestion.
it on the screen,
Right.
right?
And a couple of computers up there we can use.
Yeah. I mean, or they could hook their computer, they'll have
Usually,
it
they'll have a presentation like
Yeah.
that, you're just giving them a.
Just say we'd like to see
Yeah.
it.
all. We'll save some
PowerPoint on it.
paper.
Yeah, this should have been mentioned like 2 months ago. Sorry, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because what, 196 pages?
Yeah,
That's a lengthy PowerPoint.
yes.
That'd be a huge file.
Well, there's a lot of pictures of the houses that
Bless
are,
you.
you know, impacted and, you know, just,
But I'm sure the engineering firm can tailor it down to some
Right.
fairly nice summary for
Yes.
the presentation
Yeah.
purposes.
Yep.
Because a lot of this is for what they have to file for DEP, for their
DEP,
permit
yeah.
by rules.
Right, and Army Corps of Engineers,
Years and the
who's
grant,
closed right now.
where the grant monies came from.
Yeah.
I think this is all being used, the ARPA funds, right?
I think so.
I think it's the last year, that's why, what they ran out.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, since we're on that, Maria asked if she should come to this meeting. I don't think the first one she should, it's gonna be, she can if she wants, but it's gonna be,
Well, are you
Question.
doing a public hearing advertised type meeting?
That's the one she should.
Yeah.
be-
Is that on the
Public
20th?
hearing, Yeah.
that should be the 20th, the
Yep.
I
first.
don't know if you got enough time to advertise.
You know, I don't think the public hearing should be at the first meeting.
Okay, the second,
Yeah, I think it should be at the second meeting,
Yeah.
because I think the first meeting,
We're-
they're gonna inform us.
Yeah,
You know, and then if they're doing that plus the public hearing, and again, everybody and their mother, it's gonna be a
Yeah.
free-for-all. So they should inform us at the first meeting, the second meeting should be the public meeting.
Do you
Yeah,
think there's
agreed.
a lot of the public coming to this?
Who knows?
Okay.
You never know.
Then yeah, I'd save it.
But,
I'd save it for the second meeting then,
yeah.
just so we don't get bogged down in conversation.
Well, but we have to understand what they're proposing, and which can get awfully bogged down when you have everybody bringing their
Yeah.
grievances
I
and
agree.
everything
The
else.
first one
And their
is,
beliefs.
they're rolling it out,
Right.
and
We don't
used to
even know what
be
they're
we'd
talking
get
about.
some
Right.
of the,
right, we don't
Press.
even know where they're laying down their material.
Right, where I ask questions
Yeah.
that, you know, where I'm confused, you know, like
They're
confuse
informing
other
the
people.
planning
The
board, not the
confusion, I'm not trying to
public.
get
The second
words.
one is the public meeting where they inform the public,
Right.
but the planning board has already been informed and has possibly, has
Been
asked
discussed.
valid questions and asked them to change things already. So, you know, that would be more logical.
Okay,
I agree with that.
and
That's gonna put it out.
and we can get by
December.
Thanksgiving.
Would that be would the second meeting be the first of, meeting in
December.
December?
December
Okay,
4th.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I let Maria know this.
Not the
probably
Christmas
take
cookie meeting.
At least 2 meetings, probably 3,
I would
if
agree.
not more. I don't think a site visit is needed. We all know what it looks like.
Right.
Well, I don't drive by.
Well, why don't we see what they propose before we make that
Right.
decision?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Yeah, 'cause if we have questions and misunderstandings and stuff, if we actually see it physically, and then we come in that
Yeah.
on the same day, that would be.
They've done quite a big presentation for when they were getting the grant and, it was kind of being overseen by a group of the select board
Yeah.
members.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they have pretty good material for it.
Yep.
So that's it for
Other
the
bid-
retaining wall.
Yep.
Now, the AvCog training yesterday.
Good one.
AvCog training, I gave everybody,
Yeah.
yeah, changes. And those changes went into effect September 24th. I shouldn't have worded it that way. This was presented September 24th, and from September 24th, we have 180 days, planning board members, to be trained on the changes. And most of these changes are from LD 2003. The ADU changes that were put into effect a couple of years ago.
Stuff that we talked about, run along.
Yeah. And AvCog is looking into training available through them. And I've asked the question about maybe webinar if AvCog doesn't do training, but AvCog is thinking like a regional thing, different municipalities, which would be great.
What? My suggestion would be that we wait, we can do all of this at once, so we can do each one per meeting in January and February, and make the changes, what?
We have 180 days.
Yeah, but,
to train.
well, it doesn't matter what we have, because it depends when there's a town meeting, unless you're gonna get the select people to
Right.
call a special meeting. Where do we have parking space minimums? Don't we have parking space minimums somewhere in the language?
In the
Which page?
downtown
Downtown
village.
village, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that the only
yeah.
place?
Well, that's where the municipal lots are.
Because I haven't looked through this heavily, but you got two things we need to change, is the parking space minimums, because by passing this law, the state has just totally screwed up everything, but,
Yeah, wait till you get to the subdivision.
you know, in Portland on Washington Avenue, which is already pretty heavily congested, they're proposing a 360-unit apartment building with with no parking spaces, actually.
The company that I used to work
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
did condos down through there, or apartments. And they were selling parking spots at like tens of thousands of dollars. They didn't have enough parking spots for the condos that they were building.
right, well, this, in the one that I'm talking about, which is to go,
How do you
it's gonna
grant a
go into
permit?
Northern Burnett, where Northern Burnett
Yeah.
Supply is. They want to put 360 plus, I think, 6 storefronts, and they were gonna have something like 6 parking spaces on
Yeah,
the street for that. So, you know, it's all social engineering. Well, we're just gonna do this and people will use public transportation. It's like,
yeah.
right,
But now they're increasing the snow ban, the cost for, if you don't move your car in the snowstorm in Portland,
Oh.
it's gonna go from like $50 to
yeah,
300.
yeah. So that's one, and the second one is that looks like we have to change, is go back to the ADU, because
Yeah.
now, lots in growth areas or public, it says you have to be able to put 4 units per lot, either in a growth area, which we don't have, or public water and sewer areas.
Yeah.
What?
I missed what you were, yeah.
It
repeat
says
that.
dwellings per lot. 3, any residential lot must allow a lot, at least
The
3
last
dwelling
page.
units. That we allow. But now if it has public water and sewer, you have to allow 4 dwelling units,
Yeah.
as
and-
long as it meets the setbacks.
And
But as many as
sprinklers
4.
are being changed from 3 and up to 4 and up, or 5 and up.
Until someone dies in a fire.
Yeah.
And minimum lot size, less than or equal to 5,000 square feet. So My thought would be that maybe at the first meeting in January, we do parking spaces. Second meeting in January, we do the lot size and go back and make changes to what we have.
Yes, we definitely have
Bring it
to
into
change
line with
our
the law.
ordinance.
Yeah.
But I suggest we do the training
Training
first.
first, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's
you're gonna
be
look
major.
into a Zoom type thing?
Either Zoom or a regional thing with Epcot,
Yeah.
which would probably be better, because it's all communities, it's all.
Yeah. Like as an example, in Farmington, they okayed, I think the developer is gonna be the Mount Blue Shopping Center developer, but they're
But
putting
there's some behind it.
three
right?
12-unit apartments
Yeah.
and one private house behind it, but it doesn't have enough parking spaces. So they're actually using in front of it, Mount Blue parking lot.
Park, yeah.
For the
Really?
parking, yeah.
Wow.
And they passed that.
That's allowed now, that, just that, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what they passed.
And
So that's
there's
what the
more.
developer suggested.
yeah, there's
Well, there's
more
a big lot
LD
there,
changes.
it's underutilized, yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta walk away back.
until they try to, until they plow it.
Right, and there's more LD changes that we have to look at to change our ordinance. LD 1655 is on chickens.
On what?
Chickens. Since we've been talking about chickens tonight.
The state's been thinking about it too.
Yes,
They've been listening to us.
yeah. So,
Well,
yeah,
I don't think they've been listening to us, I think they've been listening to their own whimsical thoughts.
well, it's like back with LD 2003, we all talked. They're putting this into effect without any research.
Implementation, you know, procedure, or, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking most of these LDs came from municipalities.
I think the problem is you throw more bad at the bad situation that they started the ball rolling. You require more requirements. They say, well, make it easier, put more units together with higher requirements. What are you gaining?
Right.
People can't get the things built now with the higher requirements. What difference does it make if you put 4 of them together or one by itself? You're still not gonna be able to get these things built
Right.
and actually functioning in a way that makes sense.
The way I've read on
That's just
the
my opinion.
ADUs, they've changed it to 5 for sprinkler systems and up. They've kept, when it comes to land itself, 3 for a subdivision. If it's parcels of land, it's still 3 for a subdivision.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, there's a lot of reading to do.
Not my
Well, the
opinion.
ADUs, the problem is that they proposed this law and expected, you know, somehow it was gonna hit their magic number, what are we, 80,000, 84,000, 70 some odd thousand housing units short in the state supposedly, and they felt that the ADUs would deal with the issue, but it has had very little impact and really had minimal change so far.
Do we know
Yeah.
how many houses now are like bed and breakfasts or owned by
New
less
Airbnb,
than reputable
No,
people and or countries that are
and
basically
that came
taking up the
before-
housing market, so you can't buy something if it's not,
That-
no, it's no longer being used as a residence, it's being used either for
And that
growing
came before
or-
the select board,
I mean, that's,
and a few residents were able to convince the select board there's no reason to keep track of.
we weren't even keeping track, we were just asking them to provide a
but I mean, that's,
The contact number.
contact
Yeah.
number.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's
if
smooth.
even 10% of the habitable houses in Maine go for this, that, or the other thing, that's 10%. They're never, nobody,
Occupied.
they're never occupied.
But you can't blame the owners.
They're making more money that way.
Exactly. You know, it's catch-22, we're losing housing, but the owners, the landlords are making more
Well,
money.
it's the same thing with rent control. If you
Yeah.
tell me I need to control my rent, I just change it to an office building instead of a rental. And I charge for the occupancy of that way instead of being a rental. So I'm
Yeah.
just,
Or you stop the upkeep of the building.
Any other business?
Make a motion to adjourn.
no, hold on, I got, one, they have to be annotated, and two, they'll all have to be voted on, I'm thinking,
As us.
as a group. Right,
Yes.
so how do,
The best way
the
to,
best way to, because like Ben's like, hey, I mean, I got something, but, you know, when you send it to us, you know, I'm going through my paper copy, because when I looked at the digital copy, I see things that are a little bit funky from coming to me and then transferring back.
That's exactly what I did. I used a paper copy and I've literally got chicken scratch on it.
Right, so,
Well.
at least for me, 1-to-1 is gonna be best for me. Kyle says it's 1-to-1. Ben actually went through and made a document describing all of his edits.
And that's what we're gonna end up doing with both of the others. That's really the only way for you guys to be able to follow through and see where your changes
So I mean,
are.
it's best for us to,
But we
get
can
a
sit
document.
together and do that.
right, I mean, I can sit down and go through it,
But we,
I can come into the office with her.
I can too as well. But my point is that, you know, we're coming to a convalescent point, and then once this
where
is
you
all.
wanna have that final product
When
ready
that final
to-
product, we'll have to get it together, and these edits, because theoretically, one of us could make an edit, and it would could make a change. You know, you start changing commas or punctuations or things like that, you can go from, hey, that doesn't make sense anymore, so.
how about we try to get the LDs added into in January, and then look for February as we're gonna wrap it up.
We have to reach a point where we wrap it up.
But if we do the,
By
well, the legislature's
April.
not in section, which, in February, which means that everybody's home and house and taxes will be
Yeah. Yeah.
not bothered by the legislature, so we should be able to just go through the new stuff that has to be edited in January and wrap it in February.
And once we bless it, it's gotta go to the attorney.
Yes.
And that's the thing, guys, just remember,
Well,
we're just doing
It's
grammatical
gotta go
stuff.
to the select
It's not
board as well.
content.
It's not
No,
content.
it should go to the attorney and then the select board. Because you know what's gonna happen, if you do it the other way, they're gonna say, well, has it gone to the attorney yet?
Yeah.
Yep, you're gonna have to go to the attorney first.
Now, that doesn't mean I didn't go
I think
through
we're
and
good.
annotate some things I thought were,
Yeah.
like, what are we saying here? But as far as my edits for this part of it, it's just spacing, grammatical errors,
Yes.
you know, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
I like the idea of February. Go with a date. This is the line in the sand.
Yep.
Get it done.
Because I didn't realize we were gonna be chopping
Added
all
with
sorts
more.
of.
I don't think these are gonna
I
be that
almost said
bad.
something
I,
before we
you
started.
know, they've.
I got all these
I know-
changes already.
Ready.
I know you
Yeah.
wanna do the workshop, but the reality is they've told us what has to be done, and it's just really a matter of making the changes. And it's not that we have even a choice in the matter.
We don't have a
Right,
choice.
so it's just a
And
matter
that's
of,
what the attorney said
Yeah.
yesterday. You know?
you have no choice. So
only
it's just a matter
we
like
do our-
parking space, take out minimums.
Yes, but he also said, you know, you could be looking at lawsuits if you don't implement this stuff.
Well,
Well, we
you
have our
know,
catch
no, I
22.
would disagree. I would think that what we would do is we would implement, even if it's not totally implemented at town meeting, we would still, like with DEP, go by
The
those
board
rules.
would try
Right.
to.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know.
Or,
if-
worst case scenario, reference these.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we would make the
Decisions.
changes, whether it's brought into this town ordinance or not, that's up to the select board.
Yes.
I mean, basically, we'd have to say, you know, according to new state law,
Yes.
even if it contradicts our current, you know,
Well, we have a blanket statement anyways, don't we, that, I thought we put in a blanket statement about,
State law.
State law.
State law will supersede
Yes.
town
Yeah.
right,
ordinance.
so that, whatever our town ordinance says,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter because the state law is gonna supersede us, so I think we're covered even if it's not.
we just have to make
Yeah.
sure that we're doing it though. That's the
Yeah.
big, that's the big number.
Well,
And
what we
most
have this stuff.
restrictive
Yep.
supersedes.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
But let's wrap it up by, let's say, wrap it in go through all the LDs in January, add them, make the changes there. They've already working on the older changes we've made, and then let's bring it together in February so we're done with it.
Yes. Sounds good.
Wednesday afternoon after 1 o'clock works good for me.
Motion to adjourn.
Are you talking about?
What's
hold
your
on.
schedule like
Oh, what did you say?
Wednesday?
What did you say?
Wednesday, I always work Wednesdays.
You
That's
do.
the,
Is she talking about
the edit
you and me?
What's closest
going
day
over
you
her
have
place?
off?
Yeah.
And she's
Monday
gonna-
and
okay,
Tuesdays.
all right. You're
Always
willing to do
Monday and
that now.
Tuesdays.
Not now.
And every
right?
other
You're willing to do
Thursday,
that
but
soon.
Wednesdays,
Well, we can
And
make.
Fridays, I
appointments,
always
you
pretty
know,
much
or
work.
get together.
Okay.
You want me to email you?
Huh?
Do you want me to email you, or is that something you want to talk about right now? Email?
okay.
You have to do that in a second.
Second on the motion to adjourn.